Have you noticed it's a crazy world out there? There's so many people creating content, it's hard to keep up with it all. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps going to help you to get ahead of it all, get it under control, in spite of all the crap that's going on. See, the good news is it's easier to do it now. The bad news, hey, everybody else can do that too. So it makes it very tough. See, everyone else can do their research faster, they can write it faster, edit it faster, but there's a secret that you can use. I'm going to talk with you about here and how you can create this content by being more human and being able to stand out that way. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it to stand out in that noisy world that's really going crazy, and how you do it with the tools. I'm going to give you some, I'm naming names, the tools that you can use, because AI is going to be able to help you with this. You're going to be able to create the videos, audio podcasts, be able to put out the blogs. We're doing this regularly right now. And I'm going to show you step by step how we do it in this particular video. There's going to be able to do it. And when you do it, people are going to know you, and they're going to see that it's you solving real world problems. And you see, that's how business is growing today. Matter of fact, the evidence is showing now that there's about 52% of users that now prefer social use of working things and real world human experience over the AI bots. We're getting this from Sprout Social. They were mentioning that. This is really important. You want to use your AI for data, but have the humans for the soul, so you can really connect with people. Research from them says that there's over, get this, 5.66 billion people, that's with a B, billion, who are using social media today. That means lots of them are creating content. And to stand out, you got to have a winning combination. That combination is the right amount of tools with AI, the right kinds of tools, like I'm going to mention here, as well as, and most important, being real. That's what I'm doing on this video here. Matter of fact, it's going to be a little bit different than some of the videos I've done before. This is going to say, here we are. This is just you and me. Nothing here with a script that I'm reading and all that. No, we're going to be able to let you see what to do and how you can use it and what you're going to get going. So here, let's begin with the first one. Most important that you begin with research. Don't just go in there like some people will do, saying, well, I know what they want, I'm going to do this. Not that I would ever do that. No, I'd never do that. Yeah, right, Terry. Yep, guilty. Been doing it when I go in thinking, well, I know what they want. Well, doing your research, you want to find out where people are. What do they need now? Where are they hurting? And then you listen to that. And I love the way that my buddy Chris Brogan says it. He says we need to grow bigger ears. Listen more carefully to what they're doing. And you want to do it 2 ways. One is with social media, using some good research tools that are available, like with Gemini, with the Claude. It's got some good research in there. Grok has some good research tools as well. Others are available, but there's some that are out there. You want to be careful. We're going to talk about this more later. That now say you cannot use it for commercial purposes if you're using their LLM, their large language model. One that we've talked about a lot, but we're going to prepare a little bit more on that. So stay tuned with that. In future episodes, we'll talk about it. You see, what we've got to do is we've got to listen to what they're doing. Use the research that's out there with AI. But also another one, what you want to do is you want to be able to talk to real people. I know, sounds like a crazy idea, but real world human experience. What you want to do is talk to people, listen to them on Zoom. Walk up and talk to them, meet them in real life, real persons getting together. You talk on the phone, you see them in person, and you listen to where their struggles are. By doing that research, you're going to go a long way. And then number 2, you want to solve real problems in a way that people can use. Think about the problems that they have. How can you reach them to help in that way? Once you know where they're hurting, then, well, your job gets to be a little bit more simple. You want to help them. And here's where content creation is really the best way to do this. You come up with content that says, here's the problem, and I hear you saying, here is a way that you can solve that. Show them what can be done with evidence backed up. That you can say, this is what we're doing. You can do that. We're doing these kind of things right now, Gina and I, here at our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, our program. People are coming in, they're getting real solutions they can use. Matter of fact, just before we came on, started recording here, someone was telling us about she is now using some of the things we said just yesterday in our program, using that, and it's helping her make a major difference in her work, doing the right research, trying some of the techniques that we've got. This is what you want to do. Find those that are there and share the examples of how they can use it, showing the steps, kind of like I'm doing here, but you want to show for the problems that you're solving. Give them the clarity they need, because in the world that's got all this research there and everybody screaming and yelling about things, a real human being who is being real and giving real answers stands out in a big way. And you can show a video. One of the videos I've used for a long time is Loom, L-O-O-M. Great little tool for creating what's on the screen, showing how to get an answer that people can then go back to. I do that regularly with clients that we're consulting with. Here's how you do it. Here's what it is. Notice up here in this corner, you click on that, then you click on this thing down here. That's the kind of thing you can do, and they can implement that very, very quickly. Plus, here's where it makes the human element. You're building trust equity. People are saying, I trust her because she told me what to do and it worked. So when you get in there and you roll up your sleeves and get to work, you're going to be able to do this kind of thing. Matter of fact, I've rolled up my sleeves here like this, but I do that just putting the work together. We want to make sure that we can do that and be helpful. You want to give people the help they need and give them substance so that they're tapping into what needs to be done and they'll know what you're talking about. When you get the results for them, that builds trust. That's going to help you as you work with different people, and you're always learning more. It's another real benefit of AI. We're using Gemini a lot right now and doing a lot of study on what's there. And one of the key ways to do this, we've talked about this in other videos here, talking back and forth with the LLMs. If you haven't done that, talking to those large language models like Gemini, like ChatGPT, like Grok, like others that are out there, I would encourage you to do it. We do that regularly. Say, how can you do it? Matter of fact, I'll give you an inside thing here. Just before I started doing the recording here, I had a little bit of problem with a question about using something that I was going to do, not really so much of a problem. And I asked ChatGPT, the robot there, the voice, if they knew Ecamm. That's the tool I'm using right now for recording this. And it came back and said, oh yeah, we'll help you with this and that. I said, but what about this? And it gave me some answers that I could use. Think about that. You've got it right there. I just picked up my phone and started talking. You can show people how to do that, and that's going to help a lot as people start working with it and seeing the real results. And point number 3, you want to use the right AI tools and build the right system. So you need both of those together, the right tools and the right system. The tools that you use really do matter. You want to make sure that it's something that people can use, but also the tools come and go. Like I was mentioning to you, there's a tool that we've been talking about, done videos on, that now is saying, no, you can't use this in any commercial purposes. Well, that's something that's changing. One of the real key principles we're finding is don't lock into any technology permanently. You lock into it. It's changing so fast. What is good right now, a month from now, might not be so good. You might want to just be very careful. Now, I'm still paying and glad to pay subscription to certain services that I use, and we're getting the money for it. I look at something, if I'm going to pay $20 a month and I've got something I can use in my business, hey, that's good. This is a business proposition then. If for $20 a month I can get something that's going to make me $200, $2,000, hey, when I went to business school, they told us that was a good deal. And so you want to get those kind of things working for you. And you can do the kind of things that you're going to need to put together. And what you want to do is you want to build it not around loyalty to any one particular tool, but be open to it and build it around your system. The system that you'll develop. We talk about this at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs a lot, showing you what to do, how to get your ideas, how to start putting them together, and it's constantly changing. And by the way, speaking of tools, one of the tools that I've used for a couple of years now, which is a long time in AI, Cast Magic. Cast Magic is a tool that lets you record, and then it takes what you've done and repurposes the daylights out of it, creating LinkedIn write-ups. It creates an introduction different ways. It also will change it into other languages. I like to regularly put what I do here into Spanish. I'm working on Spanish right now. I've got a long way to go, but I'm loving that language. And many people are using that, reading it. I do it in a summary, and then also show it in long form. People get that, they get a transcript in Spanish and in English. So you can do both because Cast Magic gives that ability. Cast Magic gives us the ability to create little clips that we can say from this point down to that point on the timeline, I want to create a video of that. It does a very good job with it. It's one I would recommend highly you look into it. And another one that I use regularly now, I've been using it for, I guess, about a year now, maybe a year and a half or so, Taja. That's Taja at taja.ai, and they give you the ability to get all kinds of little clips. They do a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts, and other little clips that'll go a little far longer. If you have a video that goes a little bit longer, you can do that. And it even can create thumbnails for you. Oh, that's a pretty nice thing. It can do that. But I recommend looking into those tools. They can help you a lot. So using those along with Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, really good tools, and Notebook LM. These are tools, and now if you're saying, well, Terry, what are those tools? We've put a lot of content out here on the YouTube channel. You want to go over to YouTube to Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, and you can see that. We also have a lot of podcasts, and we write a lot about it in our blogs, so this will be good. See, the person is not going to be the one that has the most tools, but it's going to be the person who has the best system. And by getting all these tools, using them the right way, you're going to have a solid system that's going to give answers to the people that are depending on you. And here's a very important one. Number 4, you want to use that data, especially when YouTube is telling you that. If you're using a YouTube channel, which we are, of course, and many other content creators use that, it's a good anchor to start with and build from there. YouTube has a thing called Ask Studio. We have that here on one of the videos on that on our website. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how you can get that right at the end of this video, so stay with us here. Ask Studio, get this. It's like you get YouTube itself coming over, looking at your videos and how they're doing and going, okay, you're doing well here, you're doing well there. You're not doing so well on this area. I've done that, and I ask it to be brutally honest, and it hurts. It comes out and steps all over my toes. I go, no, ouch, ouch. But AI Studio helps me on that. I really like that. It's called Ask Studio. Ask Studio within your YouTube studio. And it is a great little tool to say, this is what you're doing right. Here's where you need to clean it up a little bit there, Sparky, and let's get better. So it's one of those movements where you're going to be able to use that and be able to see a lot of good things, get the clues of what is working and what isn't working, and you're going to be able to get that in a nice way. You're going to be able to get it in a way that's going to help you from, again, the best tool out there that looks at your channel, just your channel, and it's going to give you the feedback of what you've done right and what you haven't done. I'd encourage you to look at things like audience retention and where people, here's a good one, where people start dropping off. It will take that in conjunction with all that's there. It'll watch what they're doing. Also, where people are staying in there and what they like, what's getting their attention, and look at the patterns. It's helping you being able to start use these platforms. This is just one tool that we'd recommend, and this is gold. And finally, number 5, what you want to do is you want to get a lot of good feedback. Get feedback on what is working, what is not working. And this is where the LLMs come in. I love Gemini that's able to have a look at what you're doing with your videos, with the content, and tell you what's right and where you can improve it. What flopped, what isn't doing well, now's the time to improve it. But this takes that courage to say, okay, what we've got to do is we've got to create this, then we have to measure it. Then we have to learn from it and improve. No one's going to get it perfect. We all make mistakes, and so that's why you want to learn from that. And a way that we say do that is, yes, we are creators, content creators. We've been that for a long time. And now more than ever, you are becoming a creative conductor. What do I mean by that? Think of a conductor with an orchestra. That conductor probably plays at least one instrument pretty well, but not necessarily would be the best on all of the different instruments. No, but the creative conductor says, okay, we know we need a little bit more in this part of the music, we need a little bit more brass coming through. Okay, that's what we need. Oh, but over here on this part of it, we need a little more of the wind instruments, some oboes, we need some of the clarinets, we need them to come through. Oh, and here we need a particular emphasis from percussion, coming in there with the drums, with the cymbals and all that, whatever those wonderful conductors do. That's what you're doing now with AI. You're going to look at it and say, we need a little bit of this. I think I'm going to use a little bit of ChatGPT here. And by the way, Nano Banana over there in Gemini would be really good to use here. And I need a good infographic, so let me try an infographic from Gemini, from Notebook LM, and ChatGPT. By the way, that's exactly what I do when I want to get a good infographic, because I find sometimes this one does better than that one. And then another time, this one will do better than that one. So I usually try it 3 times. Same prompt, run it through all 3. It's very simple to do. Doesn't cost any extra, hardly any extra time even. But it's a great little tool, so that way you're able to become that really good conductor that understands the timing. You're going to understand balance in your AI that you're doing. You're going to understand the strengths and weaknesses, how to coordinate all that, and to make it come together so it sounds just right. You put all those together, all of those AI tools with the right systems, put all that together, and you're going to be a wonderful creative conductor that can help people in some significant ways. So there are 5 steps that you can use. They're going to help you to excel and get ahead, both with YouTube, with other tools that are out there, and really in today's world when we've got so many people using it. And we've got an extra bonus for you as well here. Want to make sure that you get some good tools that you can use. They're going to help you to get ahead. One of the tools we've put together is a way that you can get involved with our website here, starkravingentrepreneurs.com, and find out what's going on. And if you like this video, it would mean the world to us if you could like it and then share this with others. That way they're going to like that you shared it with them. And hey, before you leave, got a special goodie for you here. This is our AI Tools for Biz training that's available for you. No charge to this at all. We've packed it with a lot of ideas that you can use for yourself and for others too, your team. They can come up to speed on several different programs, find out what they are, how to use them, and work with that. No charge to you. It's AI Tools, the number 4, Biz, B-I-Z. And notice that's all in lowercase, no spaces. AI Tools, the number 4, biz.com. So some goodies there that are going to help you, and also you'll see their QR code that's right there that you can work on, and that'll give you some extra help on that. So we've got some good things here. I want you to take a look at what you can do when you're working with the right programs and following these 5 steps that we talked about. This can help you enormously. As a matter of fact, that tool that we talked about, Ask Studio, well, that's covered in a video that we've got a link for you right here. This is one you definitely want to see. It has saved me a lot, helped me to get a lot more views, and helped me to really make the videos much better. I encourage you to take a look at it. I'm Terry Brock. Thank you very much for joining us today.